What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Zebec today, ZBCN. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. It is the 20th day of September, and here we are sitting at about $0.04 right now, 9 hours, 56 minutes left in the day. We did have quite the bearish day yesterday, and we had quite the bearish close on top of that, but I don't believe that we go too much lower. We'll see if that perspective shifts. It is the weekend. It is Saturday, right? We've got Saturday and Sunday to go, and typically on the weekend we're pretty boring, right? Let's just see what we did last weekend. So Saturday here, I mean, to be completely fair, Saturday, Sunday we did move down. The weekend before that, Saturday we moved down, Sunday we moved up, and the weekend before that, Saturday, Sunday moved down as well. Wow, the weekends have not been friendly to ZBCN. Saturday especially. I think every Saturday, that's 4 Saturdays in a row that have been red. Let's see. That Saturday was green, but you did top off and kind of sell off. Okay, so that's pretty crazy. Um, 4 Saturdays in a row have been red. You got to be overdue for a green one, am I right? That doesn't mean that you are, though. I mean, you could have 4 more Saturdays being red. Let's look at the short-term stuff, and then we'll come back out to the daily time frame here, okay? 1 hour time frame. Looking at this, the RSI does look bearish. The stochastics look bearish. We have 55 minutes left, though, in this hour. I'd like to see how this hour closes. That's a nice little bullish reversal setup down here. Do you reverse, though, is the question. Do you actually go through and reverse? Because if you reject here, if this 1 hour is red, you probably do move lower. In which case, we have to talk about lower prices. The MACD is, I don't know. It's kind of got a bullish setup, but it's the 1 hour time frame. I'm not gonna weigh on that. The RSI and the stochastics make me think you want to go lower. I gotta admit, they make me think you're going lower. You're finding turbulence here at prior support, so maybe we do go lower, you guys. But does that mean that we're going down to 0033 or lower? I don't know. I don't know if I feel that way. I don't think that sounds right. Maybe just a little bit lower here, and that's fine. If we take a low here to a high there, golden ratio 786 support to the golden ratio for resistance twice. Yeah, that would make me think we're going lower. Okay, so probably down to the 886. The fact that you couldn't get above the golden ratio, I think, says something, right? You should have. You should have gotten above it both of these times. The fact that you rejected down, that definitely does say something. So I'm thinking that we probably move down to the 886, which is at 00394. Nothing too dramatic. Sometimes you do that, right? Hold that as support, find a higher low, and then move up. If not, maybe you get a double bottom. And then if not either of those options, we could talk about lower prices, okay? But for now, let's see how you do with 003945. I'm calling for that to be a support zone, mainly because you don't look good here, and Saturdays seem to not be your best days, in all honesty. So we'll see, though. If in this next hour, you know, by the time you watch this, if this hour here closes, the 14th hour of the day, closes green, especially if it closes above these prices here, then I'm wrong. Then we're moving up higher. We stick with the original plan that we had yesterday and the day before, that we find support in this area and that we're moving up higher. You very well could be finding support here. It's quite possible. You know, you found 1, 2, 3, 4 points of contact here and still moved up higher, but inevitably you broke down. You got like 1, 2, 3, 4 points of contact here, more or less. I wouldn't be surprised if you move lower. Let's see. Let's look at the 4 hour time frame. You're consolidating. You're definitely rolling over, right? You've got this, for looking at this here, from this low coming up, you've definitely broken out of this range here. Yeah, you probably go a little bit lower. I wouldn't be too surprised, right? I don't think, maybe this fib that I just measured was not the one to measure. Perhaps it holds its support. Perhaps you do find support right there at the 886, but let's do the overall low here to this high here, okay? Overall low to high. Golden ratio support. You got above the 236 twice. Why didn't you make your move up, man? Why didn't you do it? Down to the 0.5, maybe because you want to go back to the golden ratio again? I have a hard time seeing you go below this low. I don't think you do. The lowest I'd give you at this point in time, Zebec, would be 003646, okay? 36464. It's 0.0036464. That's the lowest I'd give you. I doubt you go below there. At this point in time, genuinely though, I also doubt that you go below 0039. So if I had to guess where you're going to find support, it's between here, maybe you already have found support, that's it, or here. It's somewhere in this area right now, okay? I doubt that you go below this low. But again, if you do, there's a chance to find support at the golden ratio zone just below. You could find a slightly lower low. Here, that low is slightly higher than this low. You found a slightly lower low there. Maybe you do the same thing here, and then you move up. You could go right down to like 00385, something like that, and then find support and move up. You could go down to 00374, 00364, something in that area there at the worst, okay? I don't think that you go lower than that. I'm a bit surprised that you didn't find support here, but got to call a spade, and that's okay. Lower you go. Let's look at the indicators. RSI is neutral, very neutral, with a bearish tilt to it at the moment. Stochastics are bearish, undoubtedly bearish, and the MACD is bearish too. So neutral with a bearish tendency, bearish equals lower probably, right? Over the weekend. Weekend blues are going to hit you again, or weekend reds, I guess in this case. You're definitely, in my opinion, looking like you want to see some downside over the coming days, and that's okay. I would even think that Monday could be a red day. I'm not expecting a terrible, dramatic downturn, right? Nothing crazy, but just slowly moving down there, wherever it is. Looking at the daily time frame here, you'll break away from this higher low kind of trend line. I think you might maintain higher lows still, right? And that's where a lot of people get things wrong, is they'll think, oh no, you broke the uptrend, but what is an uptrend? An uptrend is higher lows and higher highs. So even if you go here, you're still holding a higher low, which means your uptrend is still intact, right? Even if not, even if you go below that low, we've made sense out of areas below there that are perfect to find support at, so don't worry, don't fret. But I'm kind of expecting, I'm very much expecting at this point in time that either you hold this as a low or you go just barely below it. Something like that, okay? Looking at the daily time frame here, looking at these indicators, the RSI is in a neutral positioning right now. Neutral, truly neutral. It would allow for you to come down. I wouldn't say neutral but bearish, just it would allow for you to have some bearish recourse and still be neutral. Overall, bullish. Overall, very bullish, getting deep in the overbought zone, really staying away from that oversold zone overall. The RSI, or the stochastics, you do have lower lows in the stochastics, lower lows in the price. Stochastics seem bearish at the moment. And the MACD could cross and come down as well, so this could provide some bearishness. But you're also at a point where you could bounce. I'm not really expecting anything dramatic to happen, so you really could bounce from here pretty soon, and that would make sense with my whole idea that you don't see a lower low than this. But time will tell. We'll see. All in all, you guys, the more that you zoom out, the more bullish it looks. The overall time frame on the daily time frame is bullish. The overall indicators here on the weekly time frame are very bullish as well. I mean, look at this, right? You've crossed red on your MACD for the last 3 weeks now, and this is all you get, right? This is all you get, is this consolidation phase here in the midst of this uptrend. What is a breakout of an overall accumulative phase here. You're bouncing off the 50 on the RSI. Your stochastics are decisively, or I should say indecisively bearish. It's like you just refuse to be oversold, which is pretty nice to see. Yeah, and the MACD even crossing red here, you're not doing much with it. So I think that undoubtedly you do want to move higher. Undoubtedly, if we're looking at this here, you've moved up. You have a nice little consolidation phase. It's like a pennant. You're going to break out higher. You're going to move up higher. And when you do, the target areas that you would hit, that you would affect, would probably be somewhere around, I think, 4.5 cents to 3 cents, right? Every damn day, that's what we talk about. Every damn day, that's where it is. And we'll continue to talk about it every damn day until we get there. I have a feeling that as we move up, there's going to be moments of volatility where people are going to say, oh no, are you sure that we're still going to 4.5 cents? Are you sure that 3 cents is going to be where we go? Like, are we going to go to that range still? I don't know. We found resistance here. We found resistance here. And now we have a big drawback. It doesn't matter. We're still undoubtedly, I believe, going to this area. At a minimum, sure, we could hit 2 cents and find resistance there, but I don't expect it to be a cakewalk. I don't expect it to just be a straight move up. A lot of people remember this as a cakewalk, but people forget how indecisive and bearish people were here, right? We were even calling for resistance here, but after you found support on this week, if you're looking at it there, we're like, okay, we're doing something different now. You're at this point, we might be breaking out. Like it's you kind of had an attempt here. This might be the real deal, though. The fact that you had a double bottom right here, that was pretty damn bullish, right? Overall, we maintained a bullish stance all the way up, basically to the high. Not quite at it. I think we got bearish right here, right? But still, tomato, whatever. Bullish at the lows, bearish nearly at the highs. You caught most of it, right? And as long as you catch most of it, I think you're going to do fine. I think, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but if you do sell at 2 to 2.2 cents, I would not chase it if it goes back up, okay? Just sit on your hands, wait, let the price come back down. You'll probably be able to buy at the same price, you know, but this is months away. You know, we'll have time to talk about this. But if you make the wrong decision, if you get shaken out, don't worry. You'll probably have a chance to buy. Even the people that sold here, if they panic sold here at the wrong time, you had a chance to buy at dramatically cheaper prices if you just waited, right? Not cheaper prices than where you sold, but just cheaper prices than if you chased. You know what I mean? Chasing is not really a good thing normally, because think about it this way: if you sold here, you'd probably buy back at the top here. And if you chased, you would have been in the red inevitably. You'd have a moment of brilliance and then a moment of, or a long moment of fear, and you'd be neutral right now. So just have patience. If you make the wrong move and you sell at the wrong time, just have patience. The price will likely come back to you. As long as you don't sell in the very first like instance of this thing moving. All I'm trying to say here, I got all distracted, I got sidetracked, is that it wasn't an easy, we like to think of this as an easy transition up. But the reality is, you know, after from a low to a high, after you pull a 3x move in what's like 2 weeks' time, that might incite some selling pressure. That might make you think, oh, is this a one off? We're finding resistance at the exact same areas that we found resistance before. Might this go back down? We've been here before. I had my opportunity to sell here and I didn't take it. So should I sell here? People might have felt that pressure. You dropped 32% here. As easy as it was to just hold for a month to get a 10x here, it wasn't that easy, right? There were moments where from a high to a low here, even over a 24-hour period, you dropped 30% there. From a high to a low here, you dropped 28% there. So various moments where you're going to be tested, where you're going to be shaken out. And if you hold, if you really wait for those signals to come in strong, even if you don't sell the high itself, you can sell around the high. And I think that high will be around 3 to 4.5 cents. So again, just with the ultimate idea here, on the path higher, if you can just hold the 3 to 4.5 cents, I think you'll be very happy with your overall endeavor. I got nothing else. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. I felt like Economic Ninja right there, going like, whoosh, like that. Bye-bye.